All right. In this video, we're going to begin building truth tables. So the first truth tables we're going to use are with the Boolean operators and, or, and not. And the first step for making truth tables is translating sentences into symbolic logic. So we're going to be using symbols for statements like P, Q representing statements, maybe A, B, RS, really any letters we can use to represent statements. And the symbols we're going to use are the upside down V or caret. This represents and. The upside down V is or, and the squiggle is not. Okay, so you can see a similarity between the set operators. Intersection corresponds to N. Union corresponds to an element being in either set, and the negation is complement. So that's not. Okay, so let's practice translating some statements into symbolic logic. If P is I like Pepsi and C is I like Coke, I like Pepsi would be P, and I like Coke is C. So I could say or, I would use the or operator here. So what about I like Pepsi and I like Coke? That would be P and C using the upside down V or caret. Oh, and I should say the names of these operators, I've mentioned this already, are conjunction, disjunction, and negation. Fancy words for what these operators are. Okay, what about I do not like Pepsi? Oh no, I do not like Pepsi. We would use the squiggly for not P. Or if I say something like, it is not the case that I do not like Pepsi, I'm kind of saying something like, it is not something. So I'm going to use parentheses. It is not the case that I like Pepsi or Coke. So this inside statement, whatever's in parentheses, is not true. Or I could say, I like Pepsi and I do not like Coke. So first step is getting good at translating and interpreting these symbols and remember what they are. So we'll quiz you on that. And using these symbols, now we can start building truth tables. So let's look at the conjunction operator, A and B. What's going on here, I'm going to explain step by step. To build a truth table, we always want to start with the smallest components. So A and B are two statements that we can say are either true, both are true. One could be true, one could be false. Or the other could be false, one could be true, or both could be false. And just take a second to understand the pattern here. True, true, false, false, true, false, true, false. This covers all possibilities for A and B. Listing all possibilities in a very systematic way to see what's going to happen and check ourselves for all outcomes. So then when we use the conjunction, this is like saying and, when are both A and B true is what this statement says. A and B is both true when both are true. But if one of them is false, we can no longer say that both are true. So this is how we arrive at the truth table for the conjunction, A and B. And if I want to say something like A or B, when is either A or B true? I'll do this one in another color. How about green? These two are both true, so either one is true. Remember, we're using the inclusive or. And if either one is true here, yes, A or B is true. Either one is true, well, one of them is true, A or B is true. But if both of them are false, we cannot say A or B is true. So here's how we arrive at the truth table for conjunction. And then negation is pretty simple. We just do the opposite. If A is true, not A is false. If A is false, not A is true. So 3 basic truth tables, and now we can use them to evaluate more complex statements. So I'll do an example here of A or not B. Let's build our truth table for A or not B. A or not B. So whenever you make a truth table, you always want to list all your possibilities. And I'll use some colors to help you highlight what our options are. Oh, and I jumped ahead here. We want to do every possible component we can. So do you see A or not B includes not B? So we want to make our lives easier, and right away we can find out what not B is by negating. False, false, true, true. So we've negated successfully B. So now to look at this statement, I'm going to use purple now. A or not B, we're looking at these two columns here. So for each column, we're going to use the truth table for disjunction here. So back to drawing here. If this column here or this column is true, this is going to be true. So is one of these true here? Yes. One of them true? At least one of them true? Yes. Are one of them true here? No. Neither are true here, so we're going to say A or not B is false in the case of A being false, B being true. And then if we look at these cases, false, true, one of them is true. So this shows us that this statement, A or not B, is only false in one case, when A is false and B is true. So these truth tables will begin building in complexity. So you have some practice, chance on the quiz to practice. And if you get stuck on any of them, just bring those questions to class. That's the real way to understand and develop these skills with truth tables is practice on them. So we'll see you in the next video on conditional logic with truth tables.